Hey guys, so I got this 2007 BMW 525, and if I go ahead and start it up, I get a coolant level 2 low warning. And just with all of the warning lamps that come on this car, rabbits are almost always responsible. And when I tell people rabbits are in my car chewing up wires, they think I'm crazy, but I can prove it. One day I went out to get in my car to go to work and I heard something rustling in the engine bay. So I started it up and I opened the hood just to see, and look at that, there's a rabbit sitting right there. He's a fat boy, and he just got done chewing up my coolant level sensor wire. But I guess I'll keep him and call him Stu. So this will be the 4th time fixing some wires caused by rabbit chew on this car. They seem to like BMWs for some reason. They really like them. And by the way, that thing doesn't work too well because that was in there when the rabbit was chewing up the wire, so maybe I need one on this side. So, as you can tell, my coolant is not low at all. And as you can see, there's rabbit hair all over that wire and it's chewed up. Oh, and by the way, this brown stuff right there is cayenne pepper that I put on there after the rabbit chewed that up, just to try and keep it from getting chewed up any further. Should be able to fix this fairly easily. And it's crazy, I've already fixed this once. Just disconnect it, push down on this little tab, and it should pull out. And if it doesn't want to pull out, kind of try to push it in some and then push it down and it should come right out. Just a little tip for you guys. First thing we got to do is remove a lot of this wire loom and tape so we can assess the damage and work on the wires a lot easier. Sometimes you may have to use some small scissors to cut back the wire loom. Just be careful not to damage the wires any further. Guys, some of this stuff is pretty hard to cut through, and I mean, if you need some help, you could probably get your friend Rabbit to cut some of this, to chew some of this off for you. Alright, we got all that tape and stuff stripped back as much as we're gonna need it, and as you can tell, I've already fixed this harness at a few places. Before long, my entire wire harness on this car is gonna be nothing but crimps. So this white and brown wire looks pretty good up until about here. So I'm just gonna clip chewed up part off, and I don't see any more damage on that one. And down below, I don't see really any more damage either. The brown one is chewed right there, and then a little bit below it as well. Go ahead and clip that right there, and right there. Even with those little tiny sections gone, it's still got enough room to reach back. So it doesn't look like we'll have to add extensions this time. I got the automatic wire strippers, and I'm just gonna strip off a little bit of each. So my automatic wire strippers aren't working too well on these wires. Sometimes they work super well on certain wires, other wires they don't. But I'll just use the good old-fashioned wire strippers here. Alright, there's one, there's two, and I just like to twist the wire strands together, makes them go into the crimps easier. And the ones down here are going to be a little bit of a challenge. There's 3, and there's 4. And also, if they're a little too long, you can always fold the ends over, and that'll also help it stay in the crimp a little bit better. Next, I got some ratcheting crimpers. I absolutely love these things. You can go ahead and insert 1/2 of the crimp. There you go. It's in all the way. Crimp that side down. Same for the other side. All the way in. Crimp it down. Obviously, don't mix the wires up. And these bottom ones are going to be a little hard to show, but it should be doable. Hope I got that. Always give it a little tug, make sure you got a good solid crimp. And then the last one. Alright, I think I got it. Give it a tug, and we got it crimped. These crimps have built-in heat shrink, which is really handy, and you want to make sure your wire connections are waterproof if you're working under the hood so they don't corrode over time and then cause you more problems. I like to use this low temp heat gun. You can use a high temp big one, but you got to be pretty careful because it's easy to melt the wire shielding. And you can also use a Bic lighter as well, but you just got to be careful. And I found it's best to keep it in the blue part of the flame. But I don't know, I really like this low temp heat gun. It takes a little longer, but it does the job. Heat them until they're all shrunken down and this glue stuff starts oozing out the top around the wires, and that way you know you have a good waterproof seal. Next I'm gonna do an initial layer of electrical tape and just wrap it up. I have a good cheap way to keep them from chewing through the same wires that you just repaired, and it's got a strip of electrical tape and some crushed red pepper from Little Caesars. Not sponsored by them at all, but it's a lot better deal than buying actual pepper tape. I think Honda sells that and it's not cheap. All you gotta do is buy a little bit of pizza and you're good to go. This area originally I didn't do this, and all the other areas they hit, which was my oil level sensor wires and my power steering wires, and they haven't touched those since I did this little trick. Lay it on there, it should stick fairly well. So this is the sticky side. And then we'll just wrap it in the crushed red pepper layer. That's probably not gonna stick on there super well, so I'm gonna do a top layer of electrical tape. And there we go. Any more evil rabbits try to chew through this poor harmless wire, their mouths are gonna be burning. And we'll just plug that fella back in there till it clicks. Let's see if it's fixed. And look at that, all systems okay. We fixed it. Another thing you could do as a preventative is sprinkle some powdered chili powder on a lot of the wiring looms and stuff like that. And I would probably use the powder for that. You could probably buy it in bulk, and it's just gonna stick on stuff a little bit better than the crushed stuff. Also, the cover for the oil drain plug, it was missing on this car. So what I did is just used an old coolant bottle and kind of traced it out and installed that where it was. Because I think that's where the rabbits were getting in, because there was a perfect size gap for rabbits just to hop up in there. But anyways, this is war, and I'm gonna destroy all the rabbits. But I hope you guys found this video useful, and I will see you next time. Peace out.